So this is the stuff that we did this week, and I'm going to try to go through it pretty quick because some of this stuff is from last week since he enjoyed it so much. This is actually my a worksheet that I printed out off of another website, or a website that I found, themeasuredmom.com. And what she actually did was, it's called Parking Lot Sounds or something like that. And I printed off all of the worksheets, but these are the ones that we started today. So he would basically, I took one of his cars and I started doing the parking lot sounds worksheet with him. And you just take the X, you take, they tell you what letters you're going to need at the top, and you just put them on cards and tape them on the car, and then just tell him, you know, to put the car where the sound would start from. So that's what we were doing this week for sounds. And we also did this numbered worksheet, which is going to be in the video where I show you where he's doing most of his number recognition right now. We're still using the dry erase colors and shapes flashcards. If you guys want to see them, my last video actually shows them a little bit better, but I keep them in this thing to keep them all together, and the little marker in there. So I also have Science Fusion I got from the Sharing Tree for Ari, and it's basically just a kindergarten science program. And this week we actually started going into it, and we started out with our 5 senses, and we went over this part of the book. We did a couple of pages, and it goes over just basically the 5 senses and how scientists use them to come up with conclusions and things like that. And then we also have the Big Science Fusion, Big Book of Science vocabulary that we use. So I use that because there's some pictures in there, and there's like maybe 1 or 2 sheets in there about the senses. So we used that last week, and then we also used the book. So it was like a visual thing basically. He didn't have to actually do anything. It was just him kind of listening to what I had to say. The Hooked on Phonics Learn to Read, we're still in workbook 1. We're still on the yellow workbook. He is reading, he's reading the book that came with it, the first book, Cat. And now we're actually past a lot of this. He read Fat Cat, Fat Rat, so he's done with that. And now he's on to Dan Rand, and we're probably on page 14 is where we're actually going to start this week. His last week we did An, it was AN. So this week we're doing AP, which is app, and we're going to start his new set of sight words this week. And it does have the book Cat in here for him to read after reading app, but I felt like he was pretty comfortable with it, so we read it beforehand, which is, I mean, I guess it's going off schedule, but it was fine. He read it and he did a good job. So, and then also we have the My Kindergarten Learning book, and we're still working through all the letters. This is just to make sure that he's familiar with all the letters of the alphabet and what the sounds are. We're going to go through this entire book. We go slow because I just want to make sure that he understands the sounds for each and every word, and he knows how to write each and every, or not word, but letter. The sounds for each and every letter. It's morning, so y'all can tell from my voice I'm really tired. I just want to make sure he understands sounds to each and every letter, and I want to make sure he understands how to write each and every letter. I don't want to have to remind him, and I want to make sure that he gets it totally down packed. I'm not totally excited about his handwriting. Like, if you'll see here, I'm not like really excited about the fact that he like kind of writes over these lines here at the bottom, but I'm going to keep working with him because I feel like he can improve it. It's just he just was rushing. So, but other than that, this is definitely my favorite book out of all the things that I used to teach. And then also we're using this I forget what this is called. It's a letter word flip book, and we make different words on here, mostly his sight words, the ones that we're learning right now, which is fat, hat, Jan, Rands, can, tan, man. So all of the letters that all of the words that we need are pretty much already on here, and An is a big one. So we're learning his sight words through this. Then we have our Kuman, my first book of uppercase letters, which we're actually almost done with. And the very last thing that we did was work with the manipulatives. If you guys have seen my previous videos, then you know I got this book, The Teaching Guides Manipulatives. a long time ago, and I was so excited to get it because I loved everything in the book. And then I tried to figure out how I could get all of the manipulatives, and I actually ended up, if you look up there, you'll see all the manipulatives are up there that I got from the sharing tree. But yeah, I got the book first, and then I just happened to see in the sharing tree that they had this huge thing of all or most of the manipulatives, so I snatched that up. We have bear counters already, and I found those after I bought this, and I hadn't even looked in this yet. I just bought the bear counters because I was like, I don't know if there's bear counters in there yet, and I just want to make sure I have everything I need. So yeah, these are the bear counters that came with this box, but I also, like I said, I have my own. I noticed there's like a slight difference. These are not as fat. Like, there's different sizes in here, but these sizes seem to be a little bit bigger. Like, they're, I guess, easier for the kids to grab. I'm not sure, but anyway, so basically in the notebook I took out the Bear Counters Manipulatives Teaching Guide. It has a bunch of really cool stuff in there. Of course my phone rings right now when I'm making a video, so I'm going to try to get this video out the way first. Alright, so yeah, I got my Bear Counter book out, and I basically just went through it, and it tells you exactly everything that you're going to need over here. It goes over everything that you might want to do with the child, and just, I mean, there's a ton of different things in here. It has the reproducibles and everything. It goes over all the different things that you might want to do, like counting, problem solving, storytelling. So all of that stuff is already in there. I just needed to basically either copy it or just get started. So this is laminated. This is just to make patterns with, which we actually tried last week. And this, we didn't get to this one yet, but I think it's gonna be pretty fun. We might try to do it this next following week. So this is the Bear House, and basically they just make up a story. We talk about Goldilocks and the Three Bears because we're not too familiar with that story yet. I haven't told it to him yet, but we're gonna go over Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I have a book on it, and I'm gonna show him the pictures in the book, and we're gonna read it. And then we're going to have this out, and we're going to talk about this actual scene. We go over like what comes in threes in the scene. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's like 3 beds, there's 3 pictures. He can point out what all comes in threes. And then we're going to actually use the bear counters and some pictures from this reproducible that he's going to color and cut out. And we're going to make the Goldilocks and the Three Bears scene ourselves, and he's going to tell a story about it. So that's connected to the tell a story kind of thing, and also the counting. So he can count the threes on the map. And then also this is kind of the same setup back here, but it's not tell threes. It's just more of him telling a story of his own, and he can use the bears and the same little color pictures to do it. And then this here is just the this is the race, the Great Bear Race that, or the bear race that comes in the little book that I showed you that comes with the entire notebook. And basically he just sets a bear here, and he'll play with me or his siblings. And the point is to roll the dice and go as many as you can every time, or roll as many as you can to get to the finish line. Now you can't, like if you're here, you have to roll a 2 to get off of the square and onto the finish line. If he doesn't roll 2, if he rolls a 3 and it's too much, then he has to stay until he rolls exactly what he needs to get to the finish line, which is, you know, kind of fun, I guess, in a sense. To me that doesn't seem fair, but that's the way the rules go on the game. And then Counting Bears is just another reproducible that was in the booklet. And this one we didn't get to either, but it says put some bears in the wagon, count the number of bears. Hold on, Mike, you get too loud. Okay, sorry. It says counting bears, put some bears in the wagon, count the number of bears, then place the correct number square in the square on the wagon. So we're going to try this, and that's pretty much all we're going to do, or all we did last week, and we're going to attempt to do it all again this week because he actually did enjoy a lot of this stuff. So that's pretty much what we've done this week, you guys, and I just wanted to share with you what we've been doing. We're having a lot of fun. We're about to do our journals this morning, so I'll see you guys on my next weekly video. Hopefully I can come up with another one next week. You just got done writing your words? Huh? No? Yes. Are you going to draw a picture? Yeah? Okay. Alright, so Ari's doing his journal.
How many journal entries are we going to write?
We're going to write one every single day that we homeschool. What?
Until the 100th day.
Till we're done homeschooling for that year. Yaya's writing her journal. Here comes Raina. So Ari is dotting his 4s on his number sheet. All right, put your top on it. Don't drop it. Amani's dotting stuff. She's not.
Mom, why you cut us?
Turn it over. Let me help you. I don't want you to drop it. Okay, so now you have to color how many stars on there? How many? What's the number we're studying?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so you have to color 4 stars, and you're going to have to use your bear counters to put 4.
No.
Okay. Yaya's taking the science test. Naya's finishing up her journal. So is Raina.
Eating a muffin.
And eating a muffin. Alright, so how many bears need to go in there? 1. Good job. 2. Okay. Is that all of them? No, that's too many. Count them. You need 4.
1.
How many, Mike?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we got too many. There you go. Good job. All right, so now put the bears up and we'll move on to the next sheet.